You're a talented artist, so your music must be good, but why isn't it getting out there? Well, that's because there's so much more to an artist now. There has to be to compete for the listening time. So, does the music really matter? I'm preparing myself for quite a few dislikes. Before you switch off, before you leave a dislike, before you tell me that I'm an absolute idiot, yes, the music does matter. Because at the end of the day, the listener isn't going to take in something they don't enjoy. And that's never going to change. Many are looking at the charts and saying, music suddenly got so bad. They're not enjoying it because they say that the quality is getting worse. But the consumer never lies. People aren't going to listen to something they don't enjoy. And the chart songs, they're getting millions of listeners. So you telling me that millions of people are wrong? Yes, it may not be your taste, but the consumer never lies. The listener determines the success of a song. So the music isn't getting worse. Maybe styles are just changing, like it always has. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about why someone's listening. Why are they listening to one artist over another? Because there are plenty to choose from. I'm going to talk about why so many talented musicians aren't getting their music heard. Because the talent is there. So why isn't it getting listeners? Well, this industry is more competitive than ever. There are so many talented musicians. And with the music being easier to create, distribute, and then market, the competition is higher than ever. To put this into perspective, over 40,000 songs were uploaded daily onto Spotify this year. What makes this even more shocking is over 4 million songs on Spotify have never been streamed. Not even once. Surely out of 4 million songs, at least one of those is going to be okay. Surely one of them is worthy of being streamed. So why aren't they being listened to? We've met thousands of musicians in our time, from emerging artists who haven't even released a track yet, to major label artists who have got platinum records, but they're still looking for that exposure. So we've seen it firsthand. We've seen artists that have the talent not making it, not getting that exposure, sometimes even just giving up because they're not getting the listeners. So surely it has to be more than the music now. It's more than just creating a fantastic song because you're competing with so many others. I recently read an article in Music Business Worldwide which stated that major labels are signing on average 50 artists a month. That is an insane number, and 50 artists a month are not blowing up. There's not enough space in the chart. There's not enough listening time for people. There's not enough time for people to go to gigs. So it's not just emerging artists that are struggling. The major labels are struggling to get people's attention too, because there is just so much good music out there. Most of you will have that core talent. If you're watching this, you probably have the talent. So you need to take that step up and actually do something a little bit more to make it. Talent is the foundation. You can't do anything without the talent. There aren't artists succeeding right now that don't have even the smallest bit of talent, but it's just the foundation. You can't expect to be a really successful artist if all you're doing is getting a track and putting it out there. If you got a song right now, an absolutely amazing song, and released it and did nothing, what's the best possible results you could expect? Well, it could get on a Spotify editorial playlist, it could get on an Apple playlist, it could get on one of the streaming platform playlists, and it could get millions of streams. But that's about it. That's the best possible result you can expect from doing absolutely nothing. And that's not going to make you make it, is it? Because those numbers are, yes, listeners, but that's it. They're just listeners. They're not loyal, dedicated fans. And to make it in this industry, you need to have this community. You need to have these people that care. So how can you do that? Well, it's all about the marketing. The marketing of the release is how you're going to get your name out there. It's how you get people to engage with you. And the engagement is key. Whether it's radio support, whether it's press support, whether it's playlist placement, whether it's getting your track on TikTok and it blowing up. Each marketing strategy is specialized to the artist, the genre, the style, the aims of the release. So you need to have one that fits you. Because an artist that has a hip hop song or pop song, they might find that it absolutely blows up on TikTok, but then gets no real radio support. That's fine. You're getting the exposure somewhere else. But then you might find that social media is where everything's working for you. You're getting so much content out there, so much engagement, not really picking up in the media, but who cares because you're getting the engagement somewhere else. You need to find your niche, find what works for you, and then have a marketing strategy around it. This whole channel is dedicated to teaching artists how to market themselves, how to market the music. So you could just binge watch all of this and you'd be able to help yourself grow, be able to help the music develop. Because once you've got that talent, you've got a foundation, you've got the core of your music, but you're not really going to get anything above that unless you're marketing it correctly. There's this stigma attached to music marketing that once you can afford marketing, then you will blow up. It's only the major label artists that can do it, or only the rich people, but it's not true. You can do it all yourself, and if you're doing it correctly, you will get the exposure. Plus, there could be multimillionaires paying for marketing, and if the music's not good and people can't engage with them as a person, they won't succeed. It's that balance. It's good music and then marketing it well. Without either of those, it's most probably not going to get heard. So yes, you need to have talent, but you also need to have people engaging with you personally. So how can you do this? The easiest way, the best way, is through your personality. Word of mouth is still so powerful. You want to be able to create conversation. You want people talking about you, and your personality is the easiest way to do that. There are two ways in which you can bring in a fan base with your personality, your style, and that's being relatable, or that's being unique. This has always been the case. If you look at the 80s, there was Madonna, there was Bowie, there were these artists that were extremely unique. They had this image that no one could even have imagined at the time. You had Bowie's insane costumes, and then you had Madonna with these huge pointy tits. It was all so unique that people were amazed by it. They found them intriguing. And that's still the case now. You have artists like Billie Eilish, which aren't relatable people because they've got this really out there image, and that's what makes them so cool. But then now, in 2019, there's this new thing, which is having an artist that's so relatable. People love to be able to relate to an artist and feel like they could just go down the pub and have a drink with them. You've got Adele, you've got Ed Sheeran, you've now got Lewis Capaldi. All of these artists are so normal, and that's what's got them out there. Adele will do arena tours and talk to her crowd, these thousands of people, as if it's just one-on-one, as if she's having a pint with them. And then Lewis Capaldi will film Instagram stories in his house, his parents' house, in his bedroom, just talking about normal things, and people love this. This fourth wall has now been broken. Back in the day, people would never have even been able to dream of having a conversation with their favourite artist. They knew that they couldn't speak to the Beatles, they couldn't speak to Bob Dylan because these were stars. But now, because of social media, that wall's been broken and people expect to be able to have conversations with their favourite artists. They want to see them replying to comments. They want to see them replying to DMs. They want to see them going live. They want to be able to engage. And that's quite a new thing, but it's a fantastic thing for artists because it means that you don't have to be one of these big stars to have a big audience. Your personality can be what sells you. And how amazing is that? Just being yourself can be something which engages an audience. You're marketing your music, you're putting out your personality, but you also need to be consistent. Consistency is always going to be key from now on because there's so much music out there that if you're not constantly keeping your fan engaged, they're going to move on to someone else. On average, people listen to 18 hours of music a week. That's 2.6 hours of music a day, which is on average 52 songs. And realistically, in those 156 minutes, will people be fully listening to that song or will they be multitasking? Because music's easy to listen to now. You don't need to have your tape and your cassette player. You don't need to have your vinyl and your record player. You can stream whatever you want. So people aren't giving the music their full attention. So say out of those 52 songs, 10 of them are actually being properly streamed. You want to be those 10. You want to be those 10 songs that people are fully listening to. So yes, that means high quality music. But it also means high quality music often. Look at Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande released her LP Sweetener. 6 months later, she released Thank You Next. 2 months later, Monopoly, Boyfriend, Don't Call Me Angel. She's got so many songs. That's 30 songs in a little over a year. Yes, I agree, this is a lot of pressure on artists. They have to be releasing, creating, distributing, putting all this music out there so often. But if you love creating music, surely this is a dream for you. Creating all this music and then having people engage with it. It's what you want to do every day. This drive for success is what will make artists succeed quicker. Because there's always going to be a musician working harder than you. There'll be a musician that's creating more content than you, creating more music than you, playing live more often, communicating with their fans more. And if you're not competing with that, people are going to choose the artist that's doing more. It's the same for every industry. It's not just music. The people that work harder will succeed. Having that drive is what will make you succeed. It took AC/DC 40 years to get their first top 10 hit. It took Bob Dylan 13. It took Metallica 10. It took Queen 4. If those artists had stopped after a year of releasing and thought, this is pointless, no one's engaging with me, then those icons would never have even been heard of. I'm probably going to get a ton of hate on this video. People are going to say, the music should do the talking. The music is the thing that should make you successful. And yes, It should be. It is the main thing that people are going to engage with and enjoy. But there's more to it than that now. To keep a fan engaged, to make sure that they're listening to you rather than someone else, you need to have something more than the music. And I hope this video helps you decide what that is for you. I hope it's made you realize that you can do something so much more and engage with your audience so much more. Because I promise you, if you're doing that little bit more to get your audience, you will get them. The music is always going to be the thing that brings in the fans. It's always going to be the thing that makes you stand out. But to get people to listen to that music, you need to do more. I hope you found this video useful. I am expecting some hateful comments, but it's what you get when you put your opinion out there. But if you did find it useful, you thought that maybe I'm saying something truthful here, then hit that like button and comment your opinion, because I really want to hear about it. And we'll be back soon with more music marketing advice.
She looks a little